Um, I feel, in my opinion, most relationship ended because of closure. Closure. And the reason why the relationship ended is the reason they were fighting to make it happen. People say, I do not like long distance relationship. They love something that is close, right? But then that same relationship oftentimes come to an end because of too much of closure. What am I trying to tell you? It's like a video I did. When a man and a woman sit together for too long, most oftentimes their conversation becomes a very boring one, or a very stressful one, or a very argumentative kind of conversation. Now that is where they test the ability of those who understand the essence of marriage. That is why the for better and for worse is coming from. Do not forget, when you are getting tired now, it was blossom one time. In a relationship, you can say, oh, it's getting boring, I want to back out. In a marriage, you need to understand that we can create another active moment for ourselves. Because why? It's a common phenomenon. That is one thing a lot of people don't get. And that is how dumb I feel like a lot of people are not thinking. Because if I start, obviously, everything new appears to be good. Do you understand? Everything new appears to be good. You forgot that the very first time we met, your heart was so pleased with it. But along the line, your heart started getting displeased with it. And then there's somebody else who has time to tell you things, but in your head, you forgot that that thing that new one is telling you are probably the things I told you to keep you for that longest period of time you felt comfortable. It might not be exact same words, but it might be exact same tune. R&B is R&B. It doesn't really matter the lyrics, but we know it's R&B. Do you understand? Now the guy feels very tired of the girl, you understand, in the long run, and feel like, oh, I just met Cynthia. Do you understand? Cynthia is calm, Cynthia is this, Cynthia is that. Then you begin to look for an excuse why Cynthia is better off than Jane. But then you forgot that the same you have from Cynthia now is the same excitement you had from Jane. Do you understand? Fine, moments are moments, but the activities that makes them a moment could differ. Maybe we had a moment in the cinema. Maybe the next time we had a moment at the restaurant. But they are all moments, but the activities were not the same. So there were a moment you took with John, and there's a moment you are taking with Jake. But in a nutshell, as long as the moment you spent with John was memorable, it still remains memorable. It is you trying to sabotage it, thinking that Jake is better. But the truth is, do you want to lie to yourself that John never had a moment with you that you truly loved at one point? You did. So people are now behaving like the gadget. Oh, as long as iPhone 15 is out, iPhone 14 has no say. Even those with iPhone 15 currently are already preparing themselves for iPhone 16. So that is how it is when a woman already has a man in check, but she is preparing herself for the new version of man to come, but forgetting that every year Apple gives us the same thing in a different way. So I don't understand why people...
So you can have the same experience that...
Yeah, but so I don't understand why people feel like their actions Okay, I think I have a problem with most people who believe too much in relationship. Relationship can never work. One of the reasons why even marriages break, there was no friendship. And we forget one thing in a hurry, that before you build a house, you must create a foundation. That is why no matter how weak a building is, the contractor can tell you the foundation is solid. Do you understand? It's like no matter how much the wind shakes the wall, but the wall stands firm still. Do you understand? So, in most case scenario, people are not seeing the essence of relationship, of marriage, to be friendship. Friendship is expensive than them both, because friendship is one component that keeps those two factors family. You must be a best friend to your husband. You must be a best friend to your wife, because there are some certain things you cannot even tell your body, but you have to tell your wife. If you got a will, if you got properties you want to share, I don't think you want to discuss it with your friend, even if it's your best friend, and not putting your wife on the know, unless it means you have another wife somewhere, or unless it means that the wife is not a good woman to you. Friendship, because the bond of friendship is solid than the bond of relationship and the bond of marriage. Reason being, friends break up and they make up and they are in line at equilibrium. But relationship, they break up, they make up, but they are like two parallel lines that cannot meet. Because the next thing you come to do is, I know, if you can let me go because of that other lady, I know it could happen again. It's like you are shifting the mandate of your trust a little bit lower. Then you begin to see that you and this person is having some sort of uncomfortability. At one point you'll be like, nah, it's not gonna work. So it is in a marriage. But why do people not have that understanding of friendship? That is why no matter how much you and your wife quarrels, you guys would have something to connect to, because if we are very good friends, no matter how much we quarrel, I'll be like, nah, stop it. Hey, why are you going silent for a long time on me, man? I'm your BFF, man. I'm your bestie, man. I'm your homie. You understand? I want us to get back. But because there's no bond of friendship in every average relationship and marriage, everybody begins to bring the ego into it. The woman is waiting for the man to text first. The man is waiting for the woman to text first. The husband is waiting that as long as she packed her things and get out of the house, I don't need to call, considering the fact that there are kids involved. Yet they bring their ego. But if we are friends, we understood what it feels like friends, because a true friend is like a family. Do you understand? So I seriously do not understand how people, I feel or I believe, in my own opinion, that these are the reasons why a lot of people deceive themselves out there. All in the name of marriages, all in the name of relationships, all in the name of courtship, all in the name of whatever sheep you people are selling on. People are not diplomatic. A woman is with one man and she's busy. You know, there's something about gender equality people actually do not get. Whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. Yeah. Don't forget, that is when it comes to physical things that involves learning. You understand? If I as a man can be in a physics class, then a woman can also be in a physics class. Do you understand? She can even do better than me in the physics class. But when it comes to the natural endowment of a man, it can never be compared to a woman. Do you understand? So then why would a woman feel because he is with me, is with other women, I should also be with him and be with the other men? I want to sing it loud to smart women who claim that they're very, very intelligent, forgetting that man has a mandate to make the other woman his wife. But you do not have the mandate to keep this one and keep the next one. If a woman can also do better like the man, then women should put 5 men in their house and marry them. Then I will tell you she kept boys that she feeds, because you cannot keep 5 men. as one woman. Do you understand? But a man can keep 5 women and the 5 women still pays actual loyalty to that man. So if a woman feels like you want to be in competition with a man gender when it comes to some certain things, you should forget, not in a hurry, that the gene, even the gene of the men and the gene of the women differs. Sometimes I could say the women are like the flowers and the men are like the stem. The flower can die, but the stem is still there. Which is why you find a 40-year-old woman looking really aged and you see a 50-year-old man looking young. Let alone leave the women who knows how to take care of themselves, because there are some women who really know how to take care of themselves. And taking care of themselves most oftentimes does not come from the fact that you use makeup. It comes from an inner happiness and peace. Do you understand? So why would you want to put yourself in that league, understanding the fact that I, as a man, I can sleep with 5 women, I can make out with 5 women in my apartment, and one of them will end up being my girlfriend. And I could even still marry her. But then, when I, as a man, sees a woman leave my flat and walk into the next flat, in her head, she is smart. But in our heads as men, we have now found a tool for use. Whenever you enjoy her, pass her, brother, I will enjoy her too. Then if you want to understand what I'm trying to say, go back to Usher and R. Kelly, same girl. How does she feel? She felt very, very embarrassed. But you see, it can come to a man. The man can be like, hey, take it easy, girl. She's a new one. Take it easy. Do you have a problem? Take it easy. As much as it will create chaos, but he still can even tell you right there, I am done with you. This is the one I want to get married to. But you as a woman, the lady cannot tell Usher that I am done with you, I want to marry R. Kelly, because R. Kelly is not available anymore. For knowing that Usher is having you the same way he's having you. Do you understand? Yes, you can think like you telling R. Kelly, it is Usher I need, makes Usher feels very proud of you. No. Because they realize that you were trying to be a playgirl. And now they are trying to show you why you can never play 2 men. Because at the end of a woman who plays 2 men, go back to the history. People who have mothers who have been of the old, they should tell them sometimes go back to the history. The history of women, of a woman. No woman has played 2 men and win. Go back to the history. No woman has played 2 men and win, but a woman can keep 2 boys and still win. But a man can keep 100 women. That is why Solomon was able to keep 700 wives, 300 concubines. That is a strategic, practical answer that if a man can keep 1,000 females as is at the same time, how come a woman is not recorded in that same good book that she kept more than 5 men at the same time? Do you understand that? So when women are trying to run faster than their shadow, they should understand that as in most case scenario, you will say it's a woman's world. Okay, yeah, we know it's a woman's world because men has to respect women. That is the essence of it's a woman's world. But in a nutshell, it is men's world. For the men are like the casino. The women are like the clients that comes into play. For the house always wins.